Many thanks for this enthusiastic music of our university choir under the leadership of Sebastian Kohle. And be most welcome to the graduation ceremony of Friedensau Adventist University. First of all, the language will be largely German, but there's a translation into English. Use the headphones at the entrance of the chapel. Dear students, dear graduates, it's mainly about you today, dear colleagues, dear relatives, guests, and dear guests of honor. We welcome especially Mrs. Doreen Krüger, mayor of our town of Möckern, our mayor. We most welcome Mrs. Carola Elsner, who is representing Mayor Dagmar Turian from the universities and colleges in Sachsen-Anhalt, from the University of the Police, Rector Thorsten Führing with his partner, and from the board of directors of this university, I'm welcoming Dr. Marius Munteanu with his wife, and Gunnar Scholz, who will also say words of greetings. You are all most welcome. I'm very happy that you have all come to this celebration and that you participate in this climax of the academic year. We have here graduates from master programs who have prepared for this day for a long time and who have been looking forward to this day. And it's nice that we can finally hand over certificates to you and celebrate together with you at this occasion. Now I'm happy to introduce our celebration speaker. Dr. Marius Munteanu is the director of the Department of Education in the Inter-European Division of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. He's also a member of the board of directors. He is now coming from Bern in Switzerland, but he's originally from Romania, where he served in various capacities. He also, for 6 years, led the university in Czernica. He will be translated by Professor Andreas Bochmann. Dear Marius, thank you that you have come to us as a celebration speaker, and you're most welcome.
Ich wünsche, das Lied hätte mehr Strophen gehabt. Ich habe so viel Freude dran gehabt. Und ich musste daran immer weiter denken.
I warmly greet the entire school community at Friedensau.
Ich möchte zunächst einmal die ganze Community von Friedensau begrüßen.
The faculty members.
Die Mitglieder der Fakultät.
And the graduates.
Und die Graduierenden, die Absolventinnen und Absolventen.
After almost 20 years spent in education,
nachdem ich nun schon etwa 20 Jahre im Bereich Bildung tätig bin,
I might say that education is one of the riskiest human endeavors.
Da möchte ich doch vielleicht sagen, dass Bildung das größte, risikoreichste Unterfangen
You never
ist.
know if that pays off.
Du weißt nämlich nie, ob es sich bezahlt macht.
So is education an expense or an investment?
Ist also Bildung eine Ausgabe oder eine Investition?
So is it worth investing time, money and personal capacity into young people who many a time do not pay attention to what you are saying?
Lohnt es sich also wirklich, zu investieren, Zeit und Energie und Geld in junge Menschen, die meistens nicht mal zuhören.
Or looking at the things from the graduate's perspective,
Wenn man jetzt auf die Seite der Absolventinnen und Absolventen geht,
so why they ask, why should I study philosophy of religion?
dann kommt vielleicht so diese Überlegung, warum soll ich die Philosophie der Religion studieren?
Or for social work, human behavior in the social environment.
Oder für Leute aus dem Sozialwesen, what was that?
Human behavior in the social environment. You see, even the name is challenging.
Selbst der Name ist eine Herausforderung, also das Verhalten von Menschen in ihrer Umgebung. Warum soll ich das studieren?
So is it an investment or an expense?
Ist es also eine Investition oder ist es einfach nur eine Ausgabe?
So I pick a verse from the Bible
Ich habe einen Vers aus der Bibel mir ausgesucht,
that was written by a teacher.
das ein Text, der von einem Lehrer geschrieben wurde.
Kohelet, the
Kohelet.
preacher or the teacher,
Der Prediger oder Lehrer.
is Solomon in the book of Ecclesiastes.
Das ist der Salomo im Buch Prediger im Deutschen.
After dealing with many topics in this book,
Nachdem er mit vielen Themen sich befasst hat in diesem Buch,
he finally says, chapter 11,
da sagt er im Kapitel 11 Folgendes.
cast your bread upon the waters, for you will find it after many days.
Lass dein Brot über das Wasser fahren, denn du wirst es finden nach langer Zeit.
So what have I told you?
Was habe ich gesagt?
So, however, for the Middle East culture, this advice is extremely strange.
Für die Kultur im Nahen Osten ist das ein merkwürdiger Ratschlag.
The bread is so valued and sacred in that environment.
Denn Brot ist in der Umgebung so heilig, so hochwertig.
In case one piece falls,
Wenn da also ein Stück runterfällt,
you take it up reverentially,
dann wird es also mit Ehrfurcht wieder aufgehoben
kiss it and put it back on the table.
und dann wird es geküsst und wieder zurück auf den Tisch gelegt.
So in such an environment, what this advice would mean?
Wenn wir also in einem solchen Umfeld so einen Ratschlag bekommen, was bedeutet das
So I
dann?
might say that this proverb crystallizes the essence of the entire book.
Und das fasst sozusagen das ganze Buch zusammen, die Essenz des
Is
Buches.
an appeal, an encouragement to a business trip.
Es ist
or
eine
adventure.
Einladung auf eine Dienstreise, auf einen Business-Trip.
And this is an allusion towards the way they used to do business back then.
Denn das ist eine Anspielung darauf, wie damals Geschäfte gemacht wurden.
When the ships departing the harbor,
Wenn also die Schiffe den Hafen verließen,
nobody that time could anticipate when the ships will return.
dann wusste ja niemand, ob und wann die Schiffe zurückkehren
And
würden.
they easily ask, is it worth doing this?
Und so kam die Frage natürlich, ist es wert?
About the Solomon's fleet, it was said that every 3 years they were back.
Es gibt Angaben, dass so alle 3 Jahre waren die dann wieder zurück, nach 3 Jahren.
And here, the teacher, the preacher, Kohelet, has 2 applications.
Und der Kohelet, der Prediger, der Lehrer hat 2 Anwendungen.
On one hand is an encouragement to take on the risk.
Zunächst einmal die Einladung, das Risiko auf sich zu nehmen.
You do not know where, if you cast something on water, you do not know where that will end up.
Wenn du das übers Wasser fahren lässt, du weißt nicht, wo es endet, wie es ausgeht.
It's the risk of disappearing.
Da ist auch das Risiko, dass es einfach nur verschwindet.
So your investment in front of the class might be lost.
Also die Investition im Lehrraum, die geht einfach verloren.
However, it's an encouragement that somehow your investment might return one day. So this is the risk of faith.
Aber es ist eben auch die Einladung, dass diese Investition irgendwann sich bezahlt macht. Das ist ein Wagnis des Glaubens.
And this specific formulation has a religious allusion.
Und in dieser Formulierung ist so eine religiöse Anspielung enthalten.
The expression upon the waters in the Bible means something.
wenn da steht, über das Wasser fahren zu lassen, dann bedeutet das was
So
in der
this
Bibel.
expression is associated with the creation,
Das ist eine Anspielung auf die Schöpfung
saying that God has everything under control.
und besagt, dass Gott alles unter Kontrolle hat.
And it's an appeal, it's an encouragement to acts of faith,
Und es ist eine Einladung, ein Aufruf, aus dem Glauben zu handeln.
not for charity mainly.
Nicht einfach nur so um der Wohlfahrt willen.
So I might summarize the essence of this advice in 3 parts.
Und ich möchte das in 3 Teilen zusammenfassen, die Essenz dieses Ratschlags.
There are many applications hidden in this
Da
verse.
sind viele, viele Bedeutungen versteckt in diesem einen Vers.
And this applies both to teachers and to students.
Und das lässt sich anwenden auf die Lehrenden genauso wie auf die Studierenden.
I address this from the teacher's perspective first.
Und zunächst einmal gehe ich auf die Perspektive der Lehrenden.
So after 3 years or 5 years, you have reached a conclusion.
Nach 3 Jahren oder 5 Jahren ist sozusagen das Ergebnis erreicht.
And the first application is offer generously without expecting something in return.
Und vielleicht wäre es gut, erstmal etwas anzubieten, ohne etwas dafür zu erwarten.
The value of giving is associated primarily with the giver, with the receptor, not with the giver.
Der Wert des Gebens hat etwas zunächst einmal zu tun mit dem, der es empfängt und nicht mit dem Geber.
It doesn't say that you won't receive anything back,
Das heißt, es geht nicht darum, dass ich was zurückbekomme
but
für
it
mich.
says that you can offer looking at the benefits of others.
Das heißt, ich biete etwas an für die anderen.
And this is education in essence.
Das ist, worum es in Bildungsfragen geht, bei der Bildung.
Secondly,
Zweitens,
as a surprise, after many days or years, it pays off.
als eine Überraschung kann es sein, dass es sich nach Jahren bezahlt macht.
Even when you think that it's a lost cause for that particular student,
Selbst wenn man gedacht hat, oh, hier ist Hopfen und Malzen verloren für diesen Studierenden.
the bread comes back.
Es kommt was zurück.
And out of surprise, you say, oh God, that's a miracle.
Und dann kann man sagen, oh lieber Gott, ein Wunder ist passiert.
But it didn't happen out of the blue. It's your investment there.
Aber das ist nicht einfach nur vom Himmel gefallen, sondern das ist ein Investment, was passiert war.
And he or she, the graduates, approach you and say, I have to tell you something.
Und dann kommt vielleicht so ein Graduierender zurück und sagt, ich muss dir was erzählen.
Look at me curiously over the years, the student said to you. The student says, you look at me curiously.
Ja, du hast mich mal so betrachtet, mit merkwürdigen Gefühlen vielleicht.
Could something good come out of this?
Kann da noch was Gutes aus demjenigen kommen?
You didn't accept, you didn't deserve, but it pays off.
Vielleicht hast du es nicht erwartet, vielleicht ist es nicht verdient, aber es hat sich bezahlt gemacht.
And this is a moment to say thank you to all those who invested generously into these graduates.
Und in diesem Sinne ist das der Moment, all jenen zu danken, die in unsere Absolvierenden investiert haben.
And if the parents are here,
Und wenn die Eltern auch mit hier sind,
over the years, you receive the reward.
über die Jahre hinweg wird es sich bezahlt machen.
If the teachers are here, thank you for your constant investment.
Den Lehrenden einen Dank für dieses ständige Investment, für diese Investition.
And if the church, local church representatives are here, that's the result of your investment as well.
Und wenn die Gemeinde, die örtliche Gemeinde hier auch da ist, das ist das Ergebnis dann.
And there is
eurer
one
Investition.
more thing in this verse.
Noch ein Aspekt in diesem Vers.
Actually, the first half of verse 2 says, give a serving to 7 and also to 8.
Teile es auf 7 oder 8, sagt dann der Vers 2.
So the Hebrew term for serving or to serve is helek.
Das Hebräische für dieses Teilen ist helek.
That means parts of the entire.
Das heißt also sozusagen Teile des Ganzen.
And what is the teacher trying to convey to us?
Was ist es, was ein Lehrender versucht rüberzubringen?
So 7 and 5 in the Old Testament are not literally 7 and 5.
7 und 5 sind im Alten Testament keine buchstäblichen Zahlen.
I meant 7 and 8, as he says
7
here.
und 8, wie es in dem
If
Text
we
sagt.
look at Micah 5 and 5,
Micha 5, Vers 5,
there is the same expression,
da ist ein ähnlicher Ausdruck.
meaning multitudes. Multitudes.
Und das bedeutet einfach die Vielfalt, die Fülle.
So the first thing he says here,
Was er also hier sagt,
offer it to as many people as possible out of your generosity.
gib es weiter, teile es mit so vielen Menschen wie irgend möglich, aus deiner Großzügigkeit heraus.
So summarizing
Zusammenfassend,
the three applications of this verse.
die 3 Anwendungen dieses Textes.
There's a risk in education,
Ja, da gibt es ein Risiko in Bildung.
but offer, the first advice, offer without expecting necessarily something in return.
Und deshalb biete es an ohne Erwartungen.
Secondly, do not forget God is behind the entire process.
Zweitens, vergiss nicht, dass Gott hinter diesem ganzen Prozess steht.
And the third,
Und das Dritte,
do not omit anybody.
lass niemanden aus.
Nobody left behind in the education process.
Keiner, der im Bildungsprozess zurückgelassen werden soll.
7, 8, 700, 7,000. I do not know how many students you
7,
gave it over the years.
8, 700, 800, Tausende, ich weiß nicht, wie viele Studierende hier durch Friedensau im Laufe der Jahre gegangen sind.
But cast your bread upon the waters.
Lass das Brot über das Wasser fahren.
You know, the Adventists are organized in a worldwide church.
Die adventistische Kirche ist weltweit organisiert.
And one day in the 70s, last century, the phone of the headquarters of Adventists rang.
Und in den 70er Jahren des letzten Jahrhunderts klingelte das Telefon im Headquarter der Adventisten, also in der Zentrale in den USA.
So imagine how the communication went those years.
Stellt euch vor, wie damals die Kommunikation funktioniert hat.
And somebody on the line
Irgendjemand war am Telefon
and said, this is the General Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. How can we help you?
Na, hier ist die Generalkonferenz der Siebentags-Adventisten. Wie können wir Ihnen helfen?
And at the other end of the line, somebody said, this is the office of Ronald Reagan, the governor of California.
Hier ist, hörte man dann aus der Telefonleitung, hier ist Ronald Reagan, Gouverneur in Kalifornien.
The governor would like to speak to, and it seemed that he was looking for the name Reverend Robert Pearson, the president of the Adventists.
Und er sei auf der Suche nach Robert Pearson, dem Präsidenten der Generalkonferenz.
And while waiting for making the connection to the office of the president,
Und während man wartete, dass die Verbindung hergestellt wurde zum Büro des Präsidenten,
so the secretary says, what in the world is going to happen?
was ist hier los? Was passiert jetzt als
So
nächstes?
this kind of phones or a phone call would create ripples around the world.
Das heißt, solche Telefonate, die würden Wellen auslösen über die ganze Welt.
And when the president was connected to Governor Ronald Reagan, the future president of the US,
Als der Präsident der Generalkonferenz dann verbunden wurde mit dem Gouverneur von Kalifornien, dem späteren Präsidenten der USA,
Governor Reagan said, Mr. President, I have a personal request to make of you.
und da sagte dann der Gouverneur Ronald Reagan, ich habe hier eine persönliche Bitte an Sie.
So I'll put the story on back burner and give you the context.
Hier zunächst mal der Hintergrund, bevor ich euch sage, was da passiert ist.
And in Egypt, there's an Adventist working for the railway system.
In Ägypten gab es einen Adventisten, der hat für die Eisenbahngesellschaft gearbeitet.
And he had 8 children,
Der hatte 8 Kinder
and one of them, through the generosity of some fellows, studied medicine at Loma Linda University.
und einer dieser Kinder studierte aufgrund der Großzügigkeit von irgendjemandem an der Loma Linda University in Kalifornien und studierte Medizin.
On finishing the studies there, Dr. Salem Farag
Dr. Salem Farag hat dann also dort die Studien beendet.
on the graduation day
Am Tag der Graduierung
was invited to work abroad as a medical doctor in Papua New Guinea.
wurde er eingeladen, als Arzt in Papua-Neuguinea zu arbeiten.
And he accepted
Und er hat diesen Ruf angenommen,
without having any idea about that context.
ohne irgendwas über den Kontext wirklich zu wissen.
And as a health director for the Seventh-day Adventist Church in PNG,
Und als Gesundheitsabteilungsleiter für Papua-Neuguinea,
he easily noticed that there is a huge health issue in that country.
und da hat er schnell festgestellt, dass es da ein großes Gesundheitsproblem gibt in diesem Land.
And he tried to summarize the entire school period in 3 principles.
Und er hat versucht, alles, was er so gelernt hat an der Hochschule, das in 3 Prinzipien zusammenzufassen.
Clean water,
Sauberes Wasser,
simple food,
einfaches Essen
and exercise.
und Übung, Sport.
But easily or shortly after arriving there, he noticed there's a big challenge.
Aber als er dann dort ankam, da hat er schnell eine große Herausforderung
The
festgestellt.
infant mortality was 50%.
Die Säuglingssterblichkeit lag bei 50%.
And his message
Und
was
da
modified into
wurde seine Botschaft, die er hatte, die hat er modifiziert.
clean your water sources,
Also Wasser reinigen, die
move
Quellen reinigen,
move the animals out of the houses,
die Tiere aus dem Haus
and
verbannen
make sure your babies are vaccinated.
und sicherzustellen, dass die Babys früh geimpft werden.
After 3 years of working, talking, speaking, dealing personally with this issue,
Nach 3 Jahren, wo er also intensiv mit diesem Thema gearbeitet hat,
the infant mortality dropped to 2%
ist die Säuglingssterblichkeit auf 2% runtergegangen.
in 3 years.
In 3 Jahren.
And after 3 years, they were generously offered a vacation back home.
Und nach 3 Jahren wurde ihnen dann ein Urlaub zugesprochen, wieder in die Heimat
But
zurückzukehren.
as he wanted to demonstrate that the investment done pays off,
Und er wollte irgendwie demonstrieren, dass eine Investition sich bezahlt macht.
she couldn't simply sit on the porch of these relatives back in the US.
Da ging es nicht einfach nur, da in den USA rumzusitzen, so auf der Terrasse und sich wohlzufühlen.
And one day he saw that the new government of California was asking for health professionals to submit plans for improving the health situation in California.
Und in der Zeit hatte die kalifornische Regierung gerade aufgerufen, dass man Vorschläge machen sollte, wie man die Gesundheit fördern könnte in Kalifornien.
And he wrote a position paper.
Und da hat er so ein Positionspapier geschrieben.
And his application joined dozens of others, of
Und da
course,
gab es natürlich Dutzende andere Papiere,
and quickly rose to the top.
aber es ist so ganz schnell nach oben gewandert. Auf
But
dem
by
Berg von
the
Paper.
time the governor read his application,
Und als der Gouverneur diesen Antrag las,
he was already traveling back to PNG.
da war er schon wieder auf dem Weg nach Papua-Neuguinea.
And the governor looked for him in California. He was not there.
Und der Gouverneur merkte, der ist nicht da.
And got his track.
Und er hat ihn irgendwie verfolgt, ihn versucht rauszukriegen, wo er ist.
And when they stopped over in Honolulu,
Und als sie in Honolulu einen Zwischenstopp hatten,
the sale personnel said, Dr. Farag, you have a telegram for Governor of California.
und da wurde ihm gesagt, Dr. Farag, Sie haben hier ein Telegramm vom Gouverneur von Kalifornien.
And the governor himself said, Dr. Farag, I need you back.
Und das Telegramm sagte, Dr. Farag, ich brauche Sie hier zurück.
I want you to serve as director of health department for the state of California.
Ich möchte, dass Sie das Gesundheitsministerium im Staat Kalifornien übernehmen.
And Dr. Farag said simply, I am pleased but worried and sorry.
Und Dr. Farag hat geantwortet, es ist sehr freundlich, ich bin sehr geschmeichelt, aber tut mir leid, nein.
I am pleased you accepted my application. I am pleased that you
Ich
accepted,
freue mich, dass Sie die Bewerbung, das Schreiben angenommen haben,
but I'm sorry I cannot accept your offer.
aber ich kann das Angebot nicht annehmen.
I have made a commitment to go wherever God calls me.
Ich habe einen Ruf Gottes, dem muss ich folgen.
And I need to return to Papua New Guinea to improve the health
Und das heißt, ich
situation.
muss nach Papua-Neuguinea zurück, um dort die Gesundheit zu fördern.
And this is the moment when Governor Ronald Reagan called the president of the Adventists.
Und das ist der Grund, warum der Gouverneur Reagan den Generalkonferenzpräsidenten angerufen
In the
hat.
meantime, Dr. Farag reached Papua New Guinea.
Als Dr. Farag inzwischen in Papua-Neuguinea war,
And this time the president of his president, the president Adventist, called him
da rief ihn dann der Präsident der Generalkonferenz an.
and said, Dr. Farag, this is a higher call.
Da rief er ihn an und sagte, das ist jetzt ein höherer Ruf.
We heard that you arrived safely,
Wir haben gehört, dass du sicher angekommen bist,
but my advice is to accept the call to work for the governor of California.
aber ich würde dir doch raten, nahelegen, für den Gouverneur in Kalifornien zu arbeiten.
And upon working 8 years for Governor Ronald Reagan,
8 years.
8 years,
Und
two
er
mandates,
hat dann 8 Jahre für Reagan gearbeitet.
a Democrat took over the position of governor of California.
Dann hat ein demokratischer Politiker übernommen, die Position des Gouverneurs in Kalifornien.
And Dr. Farag said, I am pretty sure that he won't accept to work with me as long as I have worked with a Republican.
Won't.
Dr. Farag, yes, won't.
Ja, und der hat natürlich angenommen, wenn jetzt ein neuer Politiker kommt, dann wird er nicht mehr mit Dr. Farag zusammenarbeiten.
And as he was packing his belongings to leave the office,
So hat er also alles eingepackt, um sein Büro zu verlassen.
the new governor, the Liberal Democrat Jerry Brown, called Dr. Farag.
Und der neue Gouverneur Jerry Brown, ein liberaler Demokrat, rief bei Dr. Farag an.
And he said, I'd like you to know that if you like, I'm interested to have you continuing in the position.
Und hat zu ihm gesagt, wenn Sie mögen, würde ich Sie gerne in dieser Position behalten.
I quoting, I learned that you are not a political person,
Ich habe gelernt, dass Sie keine politisch orientierte
but you
Person sind,
serve evenly, honestly, and fairly.
sondern dass Sie gleichmäßig und ehrlich und fair arbeiten.
And to make the story short,
Um es abzukürzen,
he served Dr. Farag served in that position for 20 years.
Dr. Farag war dann in dieser Position für 20 Jahre.
And as he was approaching retirement,
Und als er so langsam Richtung Ruhestand ging,
he said, probably I will return to the mission field.
hat er gesagt, na, vielleicht ist jetzt Zeit, wieder ins Missionsfeld zurückzugehen.
And went to Zimbabwe.
Und ging nach Simbabwe.
And on arriving there,
Und als er dort ankam,
he noticed another health challenge.
da hat er eine weitere Herausforderung, Gesundheitsherausforderung kennengelernt.
It was AIDS,
AIDS war das.
acquired immunosyndrome deficiency. Immunodeficiency
Was
syndrome.
AIDS ist.
And he said, this is not an issue that can be dealt with medicines or drugs.
Und er hat gesagt, das ist ein Thema, was nicht mit Medizin, mit Medikamenten einfach so zu lösen ist.
And he had a slogan
Und dann hat er einen Slogan entwickelt
in the public area.
in der Öffentlichkeit.
And the slogan was, conduct, not condoms.
Das ist schwer zu übersetzen. Benehmen statt Kondome.
And the state of Zimbabwe appreciated his approach.
Und der Staat Simbabwe hat seinen Zugang zu dem Thema sehr geschätzt.
And he was appointed interdenominational member of the Interdenominational Committee for AIDS.
Und er wurde dann ein Mitglied einer interkonfessionellen Kommission zum Thema AIDS.
And on dealing with this in years
Und damit hat er dann Jahre verbracht.
and decreasing the percentage of this disease,
Und über die Zeit ist die Anzahl der AIDS-Erkrankungen deutlich gesunken.
he said, I have a final call to take on.
Und dann hat er gesagt, ich habe jetzt noch eine letzte Aufgabe, die ich annehmen muss.
To build an orphanage for the children whose parents died of this.
Nämlich ein Waisenhaus für Kinder aufzubauen, die ihre Eltern durch AIDS verloren haben.
And he was looking for a piece of land.
Und er hat sich umgesehen nach einem Stück Land.
And one evening he came across a large piece of land with a guardian in the middle of that.
Und eines Tages kam er auf ein Stück Land, was?
A guardian, a keeper, a gatekeeper.
Okay, also auf einem großen Stück Land, wo es so einen Wächter gab, der da irgendwie aufpasste.
I said, is this for sale? He asked the guardian.
Und er hat den Wachmann gefragt, steht das zum Verkauf, dieses Land?
That's not for sale, but I know the owner of this piece of land.
Nee, das ist nicht zum Verkauf, aber ich kenne den Eigentümer dieses Landes.
And the guardian provided the phone number.
Und der Wachmann hat also die Telefonnummer ihm gegeben.
And he got in contact with the owner.
Und so ist er in Kontakt gekommen mit dem Besitzer.
And the owner said, what can I do for you?
Und der Besitzer sagte, was kann ich für Sie tun?
So I need a 25 acres piece of land
Ich brauche 25 Hektar Land,
to build an orphanage.
um ein Waisenhaus zu bauen, ein Waisenheim.
And the owner surprisingly said, I think I can solve this issue for you.
Und der Eigentümer hat gesagt, ich glaube, das Problem kann ich für Sie
By,
lösen.
by the way, how did you get my phone number?
Wie haben Sie meine Telefonnummer überhaupt bekommen?
And Dr. Farag says it was a guardian of the piece of land.
Ja, da war ein Wachmann auf dem Land, der stand da rum.
And
Der hat
said,
mir gegeben.
I've never asked anybody to guard this land.
Und er sagte, ich habe nie einen Wachmann beauftragt.
So he built a structure
Und da wurde dann also ein Gebäude gebaut
with generous support offered by Germany, US, and another country.
mit Unterstützung aus Deutschland, aus den USA und anderen Ländern.
And when the structure was ready, there was nothing inside.
Als das Rohgebäude stand, war nichts drin.
And one day he got a phone, there's a container in the harbor for you.
Und eines Tages kriegt er einen Anruf, es gibt da einen ganzen Container im Hafen für Sie.
He hurried to the port, to the harbor,
Dann ist er also schnell zum Hafen hin.
and when they opened the steel doors,
Und als sie den Container geöffnet haben,
everything needed was inside,
da war alles drin, was gebraucht wurde.
without any name for where is this container coming from.
Ohne irgendeinen Absender drauf, wo das Ding herkam.
And that happened in 1997.
Das ist in 1997 gewesen.
In 20 years, 25 years, 170 children were saved.
Und 125 Kinder wurden auf die Art und Weise gerettet. Denen wurde ein Zuhause gegeben.
This is the fruit of education.
Das ist die Frucht von Bildung.
Cast your bread upon waters,
Lass dein Brot über das Wasser fahren.
and one day you'll get it back
Und eines Tages wird es zurückkommen.
in an abundant measure.
Und zwar in Vielfalt.
Dear graduates,
Liebe Absolventinnen, Absolventen,
let the others know that their investment pays off.
lasst die anderen ruhig wissen, dass dieses Investment, diese Investition sich bezahlt macht.
And from now on,
Und von heute an
it's your duty to cast your bread upon the waters,
ist es auch eure Aufgabe, das Brot über das Wasser fahren zu lassen.
improving the environment,
Die Umgebung zu verbessern,
making the society better,
die Gesellschaft zu verbessern
and know everybody understand that you are men and women of God.
dass jeder auch versteht, dass ihr als Menschen Gottes handelt.
Friedensau has always been and will remain a school for mission.
Friedensau war schon immer eine Missionsschule.
And I ask God to bless you abundantly.
Und ich bitte Gott um seinen reichen Segen für euch.
Amen.
Many thanks for this wonderful piece of music by the group Koryphäen. We're coming now to the climax of today's ceremony, the handing over of certificates, diplomas. They will be handed over by the two deans of the two schools of theology, by Dr. Alexander Schulze, and for the School of Christian Social Sciences by Professor Thomas Spiegler. After that, there will be prizes of the DAAD, the German Academic Exchange Service, and the prize of the Friends of Friedensau Association International by Mrs. Friedegard Völz.
Dear graduates, the big moment has arrived, and it's my pleasure to present the graduation certificates for the School of Theology. I do so on behalf of all professors who have accompanied you, challenged, and encouraged you during your years of study here in Friedensau. And on behalf of all staff members of the academic administration who never got tired of reminding you to submit your papers punctually and us to grade them on time. We will keep you in good memories. Currently, 46 young men and women are studying theology at Friedensau Adventist University. 10 of them are freshmen in the bachelor's program. Another 59 have applied for our relaunched distance learning program in theology. We are delighted that three of our master's students have completed their theological studies this year and are graduating today. Graduating with a master's degree in theology, Clemens Steinert in absentia. Graduating with a master's degree in pastoral ministry, Itje Zepnik. Itje is the first female graduate of the It is the first female graduate of the new master's program of the Inter-European Division. She serves as a pastor in Bavaria. Itje Zepnik. And graduating with a master's degree in theological studies, Fantahun Sisai. Congratulations. Fantahun will receive a second master's degree by the end of this month from the university, from the Hebrew University in Jerusalem. He will remain in Friedensau, where he is preparing his doctorate. Fantahun Sisai. Please stay for a moment. Please stay. Please stay for a moment. Not so quick. Dear Clemens, dear Itje, dear Fantahun, may the Lord bless you and your ministry. From now on, you belong to our alumni. You are communicators of the gospel. You are graduates from Friedensau, a name that stands for peace. Live up that legacy. As the war in Gaza finally appears to be calming down, and the killing in Ukraine and elsewhere continues unabated, we understand better than ever before. Peaceful coexistence and religious freedom are precious values that cannot be taken for granted. May you become bridge builders and peacemakers wherever your path leads you.
My dear graduates of the School of Social Sciences, this is a moment you have been waiting for. Of course, waiting alone would not have brought you here into the rows of the graduates. It needed reading and writing, listening, thinking, discussing, doubting things, earning money, dealing with unexpected challenges, surviving in unfamiliar surroundings, earning more money, and many other things. If you look back on your first days you arrived here on campus, you will realize how much has happened in that time, how you have changed, and what you have achieved over the past few years. Perhaps you arrived here with a handful of questions, and now you have some answers, plus 2 handfuls of new questions. And that's fine. Studying social sciences is not only about finding answers, it is at least equally about learning to ask the right questions. However, there's no question you have earned this moment. You are allowed to be a bit proud now. Enjoy it. Die erste Gruppe, die ich jetzt nach vorn bitte, sind die Graduierenden aus den Masterprogrammen Counseling und Musiktherapie.
The first
Die Bühne
group
gehört euch.
of graduates I'm asking to come forward are those.
Mit einem Masterabschluss.
Christian counseling for Chinese and German couples and individuals. Franziska works in Leipzig in a center for families and children, and she is planning to, or thinking about moving into counseling full time. With a master's in music therapy are graduating Lars Christiansen in absentia. Britt lives and works in Hamburg in her own practice of music therapy. Cecile works in Berlin with the German Red Cross, serving disadvantaged people. With a master's in social and health management, Daniela Moise is graduating in absentia.
Now it's time for the first group of the graduates from the Master Development Studies and International Social Sciences. Please come on stage. These students graduate in the master program Development Studies or International Social Sciences, which is more or less the same. International Social Sciences is only the former name of the program that is now called Development Studies. Set Ajay. Seth has not decided yet what comes next. Gabriel Agbojo. Gabriel works as Erzieher with Alep e.V. in Lohburg, where he supports youth and children in his work. Vaida Owusu Aijemang. Vaida, congratulations. Vaida would like to work in an organization that focuses on the well-being of children. Paul Chilenga. Congratulations, Paul. Paul currently explores options for further studies, preferably in the areas of migration and public policy. Joyce Zonra. Congratulations, Joyce. Joyce is currently working with an organization for monitoring and evaluation in Berlin, and in the future she plans to work in the development sector and to continue her academic path. Gifty Essien. Gifty, congratulations. Gifty is still looking for the right job that matches her preferences. Beatrice Giamfi. Beatrice, congratulations. Oh, wait. Beatrice currently seeks opportunities globally within the development sector, and she would like to work in an area connected to education, child development, or project planning. Kannst ruhig ein bisschen dichter an dem Tisch bleiben, damit wir einen freien Platz hinter uns haben für die Fotos. So, now it's time for the second group. Please come on stage. Kenneth Kanya. Kenneth, congratulations. Kenneth worked with an NGO in Hamburg, and he plans to pursue a career into this direction. Mary Longo. Mary would like to continue her work in the field of the development sector, but it's still open at what place this will be. Ton Manyun. Ton is still looking for the right job in the field of humanitarian work. Patrick Minani. Patrick, congratulations. Patrick hasn't decided yet what comes next. Nang Roy in absentia. Rahil Girgis. Rahel arbeitet in der Rolandmühle in Burg als Erzieherin in einer Tagesgruppe. John Okpachi in absentia. Derek Ojiri. Derek is currently looking for the right job opportunities, and he told me that he's excited about the new chapter that begins now, probably something he has in common with many of the other graduates. Dear graduates, on behalf of my colleagues and myself, I can say it was a pleasure to get to know you and to accompany you on your journey over the past years. We wish you all the best for your professional careers as counselors, music therapists, development experts, or for future academic steps. We hope that your studies will help you to do what you love doing and to do it as well as you want to. You also have our best wishes for your personal life. We wish you many happy days. Always some good friends around, on benches and beyond. And may you take some peace with you when you leave Friedensau campus. You are now our alumni, part of a small but growing and very international community. And as such, as our alumni, you're always welcome here on campus, and therefore my farewell to you is the good old German Auf Wiedersehen, liebe Absolventinnen und Absolventen. Each year, Friedensau awards a DAD prize on behalf of the German Academic Exchange Service to one of its international students. To qualify for this award, students should have excellent grades and also be involved in voluntary work on or off campus. This year, this prize is awarded to one of our graduates from the Master of Development Studies, who meets all these requirements very well. The first point, the good grades, is easy to prove. With her final grade is our graduate among the best students from her program. She studied diligently from the first semester on and managed to complete the study program within 4 semesters. Something we cannot take for granted. She's goal-orientated, and she strives always to give her very best. The fact that she has now earned a master's degree here with a good result is even more impressive when we consider that her journey started in a context where pursuing this path is something that was by no means given. Even in the short period of 4 semesters, we could observe her development. Not only did she work hard on the topics of the program, she also allowed the topics to work on her. And this was demonstrated in her internship and in her master's thesis, in which she reflects in a balanced way about the conflicting perspectives between NGOs and the clients they claim to work for. On campus, she was a well-integrated student who played an influential and supportive role among the international students. And I'm sure many of her fellow students will miss her. The DAD Prize 2025 is awarded to Mary Longo. Congratulations. Dear Mary, with this prize, we honor your achievements, the work you have done, the way you cared about the community. We wish you all the best. And we have no doubt that your work will be a valuable contribution wherever your path takes you. This is yours. All the best.
I'm sorry. Good morning, everyone. I'm so honored to be the recipient of DAD Prize 2025. I've written and erased this speech many times, and I even did some edits this morning. Coming to Germany for studies had not sunk in my brain until when it was time for me to resign from my job. I told my then colleague Motari, Motari, it's 2 years. He told me, whether you go or whether you stay, the 2 years will pass. And if you go, you'll even find some of us have not even bought a new shirt. I know Motari is watching. I'm coming. I hope you didn't buy a new shirt. The night before my travel, I came with my mom to Nairobi City, where I was to take the plane. I sat inside the room. I didn't want to come out. My mom told me, it shall be well. It was because I was leaving 2 kids behind. My mom told me, I understand you, but Mary, you made the choice, and it's for your good and for the good of the children. I told her yes. She told me, you worry about the children, I worry about you, and I worry about my grandchildren. I came to Germany. The first day in class, I knew it will be a long 2 years. But it's like I lied to myself, because by the second year, I was struggling to find where to fit my internship, my data collection, my thesis, everything all together. The 2 years really went so fast that I didn't even realize. And it has just not only been about classwork. There's also the beautiful human side of Friedensau that I want to tell you today. I found friendships. Alice, thank you for being my friend. She made this place look like home. When I think of Friedensau, I think of it as home. The random lunches we had in room 412 Loop with the girls. That room, I called it my happy place, because we will meet there during lunch and we will always laugh. Room 315, where we nicknamed it therapy. Hi, Dr. Babi. And also my walks to the forest and coming back. Walking really proved to be a therapy. I'll be listening to music, and then in between, I have to listen to an ad. What a worst way to break the world you've gone to. Thank you to my professors for the guidance and the support always. Every time when you're in Friedensau, people will be asking you, how did you hear about Friedensau? I remember I told my friend that Professor Ulrika found me. She supported me, she motivated me when I did right, and also corrected me when I didn't get things right. Just the same way my mom will do. Thank you, Prof. Now it's time that I go home after the 2 years. Back to Kenya, a place I've always called home. Here in Germany, my identity is a Kenyan, but back in Kenya, I'm from Turkana, a semi-arid area in the northern of Kenya, where education is so important because the livelihood is not enough for everybody. So when you get education, you're increasing your chances for having a better life. That's why this degree is so important to me today. A place where my dad left me when I was only 5 years, rest in peace, Mr. Michael, and gave me to my mom, a woman that didn't go to class, but she made sure with all the effort, her small resources, that I realized mine. She told me that, Mary, I don't want you to live the life that I've lived. I want you to live a better one. She told me that a woman who is educated stands many chances in this world. My mom worked hard. I tell myself that she crawled so that I can run. To the young girl, maybe one day she might see this back in my home. I want you to know that with the time it gets better, and I'm proud of you. Choosing this path also comes with sacrifices. As I said earlier, I left 2 babies at home. I was on leave for 2 years. That's what I tell my friends. I was on leave for the active part of parenting or for the present parenting, but I'll still do it virtually. But again, it would not have been possible if it was not for my sister Sharon, who stepped in and be a present mom to my babies. Thank you, Sharon. I would not have done this if it were not for you. To my friends who stood by me through thick and thin, on bad days and good days. To my professors for your guidance. to Hadra, DAD, Friends of Friedensau. Thank you so much. This degree carries my name, but it belongs to all of us. Without each one of you, this journey will be harder or even impossible. Thank you so much.
Jahr für Jahr ist das sehr, sehr berührend.
Every year, this is so touching to listen. Our fellowship in this institution of high learning, biographies, and all this touches me year by year. It's such a privilege to see how people develop, how they walk their path, how they move on and still have time to be there for others. This year's prize of the FFF, I'm saying this in German also because I know he can understand me. For his support in social activities, for other students, for the community here in Friedensau, for the congregation in Friedensau, and his academic achievements in theology and in Christian social work, in his master's, his strong motivation is demonstrated in many private undertakings and the learning of the language here. And many of you could hear him speak from German, translating from German into English. Very impressive. So it's a great joy for me to award the prize of Friends of Friedensau to Gabriel Abojo. Gabriel, we are so happy about this recognition for you, and thank you that you have brought along MJ, because you really are worthy of it together. We wish you and your growing family all the very best, and we'll continue to have MJ and Gabriel around, and he will be active in our midst.
My family and I would like to say thank you to Friends of Friedensau for this recognition. We also thank the Friends of Friedensau for everything they do for Austin Body on campus. Wir sind immer noch dankbar für deine Unterstützung und Gott segne euch. Ja. Dankeschön.
Many of you have been awarded certificates. Some of you got prizes, and to everyone you can receive some advice and words of wishes for the Seventh-day Adventist Church, the church that owns this university, Mr. Gunnar Scholz, pastor and president of the Berlin Central German Conference, will speak to us. He's an alumnus of our university, and we always are happy to receive him here. After that, the university Dr. Goran Živković will say greetings from the university to all the graduates. And finally, students will also say greetings, and the previous president of the Student Association, Stephen Acker, will speak these words. Dear graduates, dear relatives, dear friends, dear professors and friends, dear university family, we are celebrating today. We are celebrating a phase of life of everyone, a very special moment. You have reached a diploma, an important chapter of your life has ended, and it's the beginning of a new chapter. It might be challenging, it might be adventurous. It's a path into the future, though. And I'm happy to present to you my most heartfelt congratulations and that of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. And we are happy that you have finished your studies here at our university. We thank you that you have come to us, that you have given your fate into our hands, that we were able to train you, and we could also hand over our perspectives to you with lots of efforts and motivation. You have gone on a path that stresses dignity and participation and faith, and this is why you have been able to graduate. It wasn't like you were not motivated. You knew what studying is all about. You learned to understand complex life situations, and together with others, and to find theoretical models and practical models and matters of ethics, even religions and faith. All this is the foundation now on which you can act in a responsible way, and you can shape society in counseling, in prevention, in social politics, and in shaping spaces in congregations and the church. You want to be a bridge builder between people and resources, between institutions and communities, between needs and the societal glue, next to poverty and social injustices and migration. We need to be dialoguing. We need to know how to converse with each other. And in all this, to be courageous enough not to impose our views of morality and solutions on others, but to look at the dignity of all who participate. You can be proud for your achievements and remain curious and ready to learn. It may be that through the knowledge of your professors, you are now more educated, but more wise you will become in actually serving practically. Working with people needs repeated reflection, intercultural sensitivity, and being ready to go on even when things are complicated. I read a nice quotation some time ago. Streets with potholes help you to come to the goal, and still help you to come to the goal. And I think you can see this in some of our villages in Saxony-Anhalt. You have been well trained, and you will shape the future. But at the same time, we are in a crisis of society, and the future seems uncertain as hardly ever before. Isaiah is a man of the Bible who talks about the future in the deepest crisis of his people, a future that belongs to the people who dare approaching each other, who do not see others as enemies. Isaiah writes in the 43rd chapter, "The Lord who created you, who shaped you, do not be afraid. I have redeemed you. I've called you by your name. You belong to me. When you walk through the waters, I will be with you. Streams will not flood you away. When you walk through the fire, you will not burn, and the fires will not eat you up." Isaiah says, this God that you have encountered at this university wanted you to exist. He has gifted you. He has called you to walk into the future and to shape it. The conditions, the environment can sometimes frighten us, but God will be with you in these circumstances, and they will not hinder you, and they will not carry you away. The fire for me stands for the interactions with the problems of the world around, or the challenge of being able to dialogue. This can be hot, but when you dare going this step, you will not burn. The future is yours, God is with you, and He wants to shape the society with you. My thanks, my heartfelt thanks are with the professors and lecturers who walked with you, who have inspired you, who have challenged you. Thank you also to your families who supported you, and all the other staff. They all helped you to go through up to the end. Thank you. You are all visionaries, and you have all seen the potential in these students. You have made them successful. Thank you very much indeed. What remains? I wish you courage to walk paths into the future. Joy in your tasks and perseverance. Shape the spaces that you inhabit, and let people participate in communities. Those people who have too little of this reality. May the Lord bless you. Amen.
Dear graduates, distinguished guests, colleagues, friends, and all those joining us online from around the globe. It is a true honor to speak on behalf of Friedensau University on this memorable day, especially as the youngest member of faculty, almost as young as students. I wish. This day marks both an ending and a beginning. Today we celebrate your achievements, perseverance, and growth, not only as students, but as individuals who have journeyed through challenges, discoveries, and transformation. Having attended many ceremonies like this, I often wonder what kind of wisdom can still be offered to graduates who already feel they have reached a satisfying level of knowledge. Perhaps the most valuable thing we can offer today is not another formula for success, but a genuine human word spoken from one person to another, in a world increasingly shaped and sometimes even threatened by artificial reasoning. We live in an age of ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, and countless other intelligent systems that promise to think for us. Yet, what we need most is not more artificial intelligence, but authentic humanity. Friedensau is more than a university. It is a community of learning, reflection, and service. We often speak of the unity of knowing, being, and doing. And this is precisely what we strive to build. A place where academic inquiry meets the search for meaning. Today we celebrate graduates from diverse programs: counseling, development studies, international social sciences, music therapy, health management, pastoral ministry, and theological studies. What unites your different academic paths is a shared question: how does what I know make me a better human being? You are leaving this university during one of the most challenging periods since the Second World War, and our hope in you is great. We trust that the knowledge you have gained here has shaped you into people capable of making a positive difference in a world that often seems to be collapsing. May you use your knowledge not to add to division, but to bring healing, reconciliation, and hope wherever you go. Today we celebrate 45 graduates from Germany, China, Kenya, Sudan, Ghana, Nigeria, Zambia, Myanmar, Egypt, and Ethiopia. You graduate from Friedensau University, a remarkable place where more than 40 nationalities live, study and grow together in peace, respecting and learning from one another. You come from the most diverse campus in Saxony-Anhalt, and we hope that this unity in diversity has become part of your very DNA. As you step into a world where borders and divisions increasingly define human relations, may you carry with you the conviction that diversity is not a threat, but a condition for growth, creativity, and understanding. This is your time to shape the world around you by living out diversity that has already shaped you. At Friedensau, we also strive for excellence. Our goal has never been to fill students with information, but to invite you to think academically, critically, and creatively. What you have gained here, an open mind, the capacity for deep reflection, and the courage to explore and grow, is exactly what our world needs. You will meet people who no longer believe in science, growing amount of them, who listen uncritically to online pseudo-experts, and who with little imagination echo what machines produce. In such a world, minds like yours are essential. Minds with the courage to challenge stereotypes, to filter ideas through the lens of intellectual rigor, and to hold fast to truth even when certainty is elusive. The future belongs to those who ask the right questions, who rise above mediocrity, and who create new and original paths forward. The education you have received here awakens you to responsibility. You've heard that word responsibility very often these days. It invites you to look beyond yourselves, to see your learning as a gift entrusted to you for the good of others. Whether your next step leads you into professional life, further study, ministry, or research, remember that the true measure of your education is not found in titles or grades, but in the kind of person you become, in how you treat others, serve your communities, and use your knowledge to heal and inspire. Our world longs for people who combine competence with compassion, intellect with integrity, and achievement with humility. May you carry the spirit of Friedensau, its humanity, diversity, and academic rigor wherever life takes you. On behalf of the entire university community, I congratulate you. I congratulate you. Not only for completing your studies, but for who you have become in the process. Go into the world with courage and humility. Continue to learn, to serve, and to wonder. And may the values that brought you here, faith, integrity, and curiosity, continue to guide your journey. Friedensau is truly proud of you. In the spirit of our university's vision, keep moving forward, learning, growing, and one day surpassing those of us who have had the privilege to teach you. And as you leave Friedensau, remember, this place will always remain part of your story, and you forever part of ours. Thank you.
The esteemed Rector and Chancellor, distinguished faculty and staff, honored guests, families, friends, community members, the graduating class of 2025, and my fellow students. It is a great privilege standing before you this day as a student here, and on behalf of my executives who served with me in our term of office, we would like to also show appreciation to the student body for entrusting in our hands a season of service. To begin with, we would like to thank God Almighty for the gift of life He has given all of us, and also that by His grace all of us are convened here in His presence. We would also like to take this opportunity to show our appreciation to the highly esteemed Chancellor of this university and highly esteemed Rector of this university. In our personal dealings with them, we found
in them integrity. We found in them leaders who are willing and open to hear students, whose doors are always open to us as students. We were equipped with a lot of skills as we interacted with them. We also found in them as people who, as leaders who do not accept authority, but who lead as servant leaders and are very humble in heart. We are very appreciative of your guidance to us as student leaders. We are also appreciative of the fact that you are very open to students. Standing here today, I'm not trying to coin words, but I'm speaking the reality. For I bear the name of the one who led South Africa president, so I say things as they are. We appreciate the leadership of this great institution for their love for students. Mostly, we are always at the doors of the rector and also at the doors of the chancellor. But with humility, their ears are opened unto us, which is a true reflection of the very values of this university, where students, irrespective of the various foreign countries that they are coming from, have their concerns heard, and we all live in unity and peace. I would also take this opportunity to show our appreciation to our lecturers and to the professors. Most of our students here, you are our immediate point of contact. We reach out to you for intelligence, for wisdom, for counsel, for direction. At all times, we reach out to you on your phone, whether you are sleeping, whether you are in class or not. We are always on your nerves. For us to witness this special day that our fellow brothers and colleagues have graduated this day, we say a very big thank you, knowing very well that all of us here who are still studying, we are bound to also end well. We say a very big thank you to our professors and lecturers. We are very appreciative of your love. We are also in a community where, as we leave our various rooms, we feel love. We are welcomed. As my sister Riley said earlier on, when she was leaving home, she was weeping and crying about her children. How did she survive these 2 years? It became comfortable, quite easy, because of the kind of love we receive in this community. We say a very big thank you to Friedensau community. In this, the Stura also honor the Hannah Yesh for her love for students, always showing up when we call at all times. For most of us who are still doing our best to learn the language, we worry a lot with what we can really speak, trying to communicate with her. She and her husband are also very patient with us, correct us, telling us how we ought to pronounce the words. If she is unable to show up, her husband will show up. We thank you so much. This is fondly speaking of by students, not just current students, but also past students. The impression of love you have made on our lives will eternally be spoken of. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. To our fresh graduates, we are going to miss you so much. Most of us always came to you, how do I go about this assignment? We look up to you in times of need. We look up to you, looking up to you in many ways. Now we are witnessing your departure, and we trust that by the strength, by your consistency, we have also been encouraged. When we look out today, we are saying that if you look at where you started from, and if you are to look at where you are now, we can all say that it is an act of God's grace. One of our students, the Shura, mentioned his name in one of our meetings, Mr. Gabriel Agbojo. Though being a student, yet still he took a lot of responsibilities on himself, trying to help students regarding their connection to the community and also to the other communities. We are very glad. We are not surprised at the kind of honor the Lord has bestowed on you. Congratulations, the fresh graduates, congratulations once again. We have some gifts for you in room 111. May God continue to bless your efforts as you go and shine forth in Jesus' name. Thank you. God bless you.
Distinguished guests of honor, the Chancellor, the Rector, Dean of Departments, professors, lecturers, general administrative staff, friends, families, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. It is a true honor to speak on behalf of the student body and share our experiences and gratitude with you as we celebrate this significant milestone. First of all, I would like to thank God Almighty for how far He has brought us as an academic institution and for granting us the opportunity to gather here. Today marks not just the end of a chapter, but the beginning of opportunities as well as challenges. In shaping who we are, every experience we encountered being here in Friedensau left a mark on us. And Maya Angelou captured this when she said, "You are the sum total of everything you've ever seen, heard, eaten, smelled, and even the ones you think you've forgotten. They are all there. Everything influences each of us." And this powerful reminder highlights the ways in which our school and community have influenced who we are now. The friendships we've built and the lessons we've learned, the support we've received have all played a crucial role in shaping our identity. Our growth is a reflection of the people around us. Together, they've helped us become the individuals we are now. And for that, we say a very big thank you. Dankeschön. I remember when I first arrived in Friedensau, everyone would just meet me and say, hello. And it already gave me a sense of belonging, even though I didn't know most of them. I remember Barbara. Barbara would meet me and she would just say, hello, girl, you look beautiful. Are you coming to church today? And I'm like, hey, this is strange, you know? And, you know, it was so welcoming, and you don't even remember home. I also remember the welcoming atmosphere made me feel right at home. And also, during our classroom sessions, the lecturers were really helpful and knew how to keep us engaged. You cannot go to Professor Irike's class without reading on the model, you know, the articles on the model. Her classes are always discussion-based. And you know you're going to talk, so you have to read before you go there. And you cannot also leave Dr. Iron's class without telling him what you learned to, and pray no one say what you wanted to say, else you're going to stand forever. Professor Bendis had always, you know, he always provided room for reflections, giving us a chance to think about what we really believe on a topic. Dr. Annette had a way of calling out those who rarely spoke, making sure everyone felt included. Dr. Jill was good at building our confidence. She showed us that even as a lecturer, she gets nervous about presentations sometimes. So it's okay to be nervous, but you just have to keep going, and it's totally possible to get through. And then there was Professor Thomas Spiegler research class, the talk of the town. He had a way of tracking us all to know those who visited Model and reminded us of how important it is to go through what we do in class. All these moments help us grow both academically and personally. Honestly, I personally began to see the power of ISS, International Social Science, during my internship. I also remember how my course mates, students from other departments, and I used to worry Jessica, Ramona, Luca, Martina, Michelle, Irina, Hannah, and other administrative staff with our questions and antics. Despite that, they always received us with so much love and patience. There was an instance where some of my course mates and I were going through some cultural shocks, and they sought for guidance and counseling from Hannah and Fredegard. I'm also one of those students, and trust me, the feedback was very helpful. Another body that contributed so much to our lives was the spiritual body of Friedensau. Speaking of Renata, Stefan, Detmar, among others, contributed to our lives in ways that we cannot express. In fact, it's beyond understanding. They show us so much kindness every step of the way. Today, I want to say thank you to you all sincerely. You played a vital role in our journey, and we are deeply grateful for your warmth and dedication. To the current students, I want to share a little advice. Make the most of your time here. Cherish the friendships, embrace new opportunities, and never be afraid to ask for help. Every challenge is a chance to grow, and every mistake is a lesson in disguise. Stay curious, stay humble. Remember that your efforts today will shape your tomorrow. As we look ahead, let us carry the lessons we've learned, the friendships we've made, and the dreams we hold close. The future is full of possibilities, and I believe each of us has the potential to make a positive difference in the world. I want to thank everyone who has been part of our journey. Congratulations to my fellow graduates. We did it. And to all current students, keep striving for your best. The future belongs to you. Thank you.
Liebe Absolventen,
Dear graduates, fellow students, dear teaching staff, dear visitors. When I close my eyes and I think back of my last years here in Friedensau, it was 7 years, then I see many nice moments. We have worked through nights, wrote papers, improvised presentations, and survived exams. We learned to understand theories, for instance, how you can sleep as long as possible and yet come to class in time, and where to sit in the library so that there's not too much noise, but still being close enough to persons you want to ask questions. And in the midst of all this trouble, between learning, loving, and achieving are things that you cannot measure in credit points and credits. Paul calls them, and I may speak as a pastor, the fruit of the Spirit. And if he had seen our study days, he would have nodded and added a few examples. Love, the first we realized love to our subject, and sometimes we were enthusiastic and sometimes we were frustrated. Love to people with whom we walked through these years. Friendships in shared seminars and nights of learning, and romantic loves. I swore at the beginning of my studies, never I will get to know someone in Friedensau. What shall I say? He's here. He's here. from this love came joy, true joy, not only being relaxed after the last exam, joy in encounters, worshipping together, choir, Stutz evenings with somehow okay pizza, and great fellowship and peace. Number 3, yes, it is really here in Friedensau. At unbiblical times going to Greek, but you had to stop because the fog around the fields is so beautiful, or Shabbat Shalom when you just arrive. And then patience, waiting for the end of classes, of grades, of waiting for Wi-Fi. Patience, we all learned it voluntarily or involuntarily. Gentleness. When somebody helped you in Hebrew studies, or somebody offered you a seat next to him in the Mensa, just Dietmar asking, how are you, in the midst of stress. Friendliness, gentleness, the extra mile when Renate Dost comes over to give you medicine, or when the Mensa cashier accepts that you have forgotten to charge your transponder. And goodness. For instance, in exams, Hebrew, Greek, I think I don't have to say much more. Bernfried for president. Faithfulness, not only in studies, but in faith, in your calling. When deconstruction comes, the Friedensau winter doesn't end. Faithfulness, to rely on friends, community, and God. Meekness. Meekness when the bicycle had disappeared, when the transponder didn't work, or when our neighbors decided to look their series on level 50 of voice. And finally, self-regulation. When studying time management in general and smartphones in classes or online shopping, of course, not my experience. Reflection. When I recount these things, we have studied theories, but God has formed our character. These are the fruits that remain, even when your notes are already thrown away to the old paper. But of course I kept them. What remains are friendships and people who, without whom life in Friedensau would have been only half as nice. Thanks first of all to my Pathfinder group and Heidrun, who inspired me, who carried me and appreciated me. I thank Dr. Kerstin Maywald. Without you, I wouldn't have achieved my bachelor's. I put this at the end purposely. Sebastian and Anne Kohle and the entire university choir. You have challenged me in music. You have developed me. The choir supported me and challenged me, but always enthused me. Thank you to all who encouraged me, who celebrated with me, who suffered with me, for all the little gestures during these years. These years have been so much more than just studies. Dear graduates, today we are not only celebrating a certificate in our pockets, but that we are matured. We matured on the path as fruit. I wish you all that these fruits of the Spirit, love, joy, peace, and all the others, may continue growing wherever life may lead you, more chaotic, new. Congratulations and God's blessings for the common season in which we will harvest. Thank you very much indeed. First of all, for the 3 words of greetings and for the responses, both of the responses of Beatrice and Itje, which from their perspective have indicated things that we will also receive gladly as a university, and you as graduates can take along as well. At the end of this ceremony, it is good to praise our Lord and God, who has been in the center already, who has guided us, and we will do this with a well-known hymn. At the end of the program, you will see this song in English and German, and you can choose your language. May we rise, and may we remain standing as we pray with our chaplain, Mr. Dietmar Dost. We're praying. Lord our God, it is a privilege to see this day, to experience this celebration, and those things seen and heard has touched not only our reason, but also our heart. Thank you that you work in our lives. We are happy that the graduates have achieved this step. We thank you that friendships have been created in these years, these relationships that have grown and will remain, where connections are in existence among us and with you. We will miss them all. We are looking forward to their looking into the future, that one goal is reached and new challenges can be taken up. Thank you for having encouraged and helped them. Thank you, Lord, for the families that supported them. And thank you for those who have walked with them through these years of studies. We are grateful for everything in activities that they participated in, and even on this campus and even beyond, where life has been created in this way. We ask you, good Lord, that you walk with them. Take them to the place where they know that they are right, where they know that they can implement what they have learned and continue growing and reflecting, walking new paths. Give them strength and ideas to fill in their positions successfully. Those who continue studying, give them motivation and enthusiasm. Bless each one in their personal lives. And bless them as they serve others. Lord, give them not only courage, but reaching their goals and the certainty that they can improve their environment. May they also realize that with you they can reach higher, and they can achieve more with you. God be the solid ground for your feet. God be for you the house in which you can live securely. God be the tree that grants you shade. May God be the door that is opened for you at all times. May God be the bridge that connects you to others. God's blessings may find rest upon you so that you may be a person of peace. Amen. In the last years, the weather was always beautiful. It's not fully so today. This is why we invite you to do the following. We'll stay together. The photos that we want to do with all the graduates and staff and even relatives. The reception, though, will be in this house to our right to the ground floor. We have reached the end of this celebration ceremony, but there is still some time together. Thank you for everybody who participated in the preparation of this program. You're all welcome to go to the photo program as quickly as possible. Welcome to the reception. Goodbye and God's blessings.